Hello students. So today we'll learn some chemistry. Okay. So the first topic that we are going to learn is how to balance a chemical equation. So we have studied about the elements in the periodic table, right? So we know that each element is represented by their specific symbols, right? Like hydrogen is represented by H, oxygen O, sodium Na, potassium K, right? So these are the specific symbols. I hope you are familiar with the elements. So now if I give you H and at the bottom if I write 2, then this 2 represent the number of atoms of hydrogen. So this H2 means there are 2 atoms of hydrogen. Okay, how many atoms? There are 2 atoms of hydrogen. And if I write here O3, this 3, what I told, it represent the number of atoms. This 3, it means that there are 3 atoms of oxygen. Okay, okay. If I give here suppose Cl2, that means what? Cl is the symbol of what? Chlorine, right? So if I write here Cl2, that means there are 2 atoms of chlorine. If there is a single H, that means there is nothing, means there is one. So it is what? One atom of hydrogen. Okay, so these are how the number of atoms are given. Okay, one more thing, if I write 2 before hydrogen and suppose HCl, which is hydrochloric acid, if I write 2 before H and Cl, that means there are 2 atoms of hydrogen and 2 atoms of chlorine. That means this 2 is getting multiplied with each of these elements. Okay, if I write this 2 at the front, that means there are 2 atoms of hydrogen as well as 2 atoms of chlorine. If I write H2 as a 4 and if I write 2 here, that means there are 2 into 2, that means there are 4 atoms of hydrogen and there are 2 atoms of sulfur and there are 2 into 4, that means there are 8 atoms of oxygen. Okay, I hope it is clear. So let us get along with a equation, right? So the first equation, let me give you like this. So a chemical equation has 2 parts. Okay, so the left side, okay, this left side is known as the reactant side. Okay, this is known as the reactant side and this right side is known as the product side. So what I told, the left side is known as the reactant side and the right side is known as the product side. So balancing a chemical equation, what it means? It means that the number of atoms of the elements on the reactant side should be equal to the number of atoms of elements on the product side. That means here the atom of carbon is how much? One atom. Oxygen, there are 2 atoms, right? Here carbon, there are there is one atom, sorry, and oxygen, there are 2 atoms. So here you can see that the number of atoms of carbon and the number of atoms of oxygen are equal. That means it is what? Balanced. This equation is balanced. But if it is not balanced, then we have to balance it, right? So we will do some problems of balancing chemical equations in our next video. For this video I have just give you a bit of introduction about the chemical equations and how to balance it we'll do in the next video. Okay, thank you.